think that is so lazy.
He's calling her mommy, basically.
Give it a rest. Disney, watch out. Hello and welcome everybody to the Nerd News Unlimited podcast. I am your host, JR, and I gotta ask you something. All right, so throughout this week, I've been kind of having this feeling, and I think it started after I watched The Odyssey in IMAX for the fourth time. I really just have this overarching feeling of emptiness, like maybe you felt this too. I don't know, just after seeing The Odyssey and that spectacle and having waited for so long, now it just kind of feels like, like what are we doing? What are we doing next? And so because of that, I think that this episode is just going to be a lot about where do we go after The Odyssey? What's going on the rest of the year? And especially in the nerd world, it's been a big week for trailers. There's been 2 trailers that came out this week that we're going to talk about. Starting off with the lesser one. I guess I wouldn't say necessarily it's lesser. It's just, obviously the other one is Avengers Doomsday. Everybody's talking about the Avengers Doomsday trailer. But I want to start by talking about the Clayface trailer. Oh my God. It looks so good. Okay, I'm about to blab about this for forever. So if you haven't seen it, DC released their trailer for the Clayface movie in October, and it looks incredible. It's everything I was hoping it was going to be. When they had first, now that does come with a caveat, but when they first announced that they were doing a Clayface body horror type of movie, I was like, oh, that could be really good. I wanted to see the trailer, and now that I've seen it, the only other thing in DC that I'm excited for is the Batman was the Batman Part 2 now that it got pushed to 2027 again. Anyway, so Clayface is probably my most anticipated DC project because, we got the lanterns, but I don't necessarily know how excited I am about that just because of the marketing for that has been atrocious. It's been so bad. But I want to be positive this week. I have to say the special effects look fantastic. Like the CGI doesn't, it looks really good. I've loved all of the cover art that they've put out and the posters and everything. I thought they looked really interesting. But watching that trailer, I can't lie to you, it's got me pretty excited. When he's in the, I love gross stuff like that. That's why I really love the Alien movies. I think the Alien movies are peak when they're just body horror type of, the chest burster scene is great. So this trailer is checking all the right boxes for me. Starting the best shot in that whole trailer is him in the plane bathroom, and he's rubbed his eyes and now they're stuck together and everything. He has to, it looks like it's going to freak me out so much. I cannot wait. Clayface is he's the perfect horror movie DC character. If you were going to make a horror movie based in DC, it was either going to be Killer Croc or I guess Killer Croc, Solomon Grundy, or Clayface. And I'm glad they went with Clayface because it's so fascinating. I love it. And the story, because I was kind of I try my best not to watch or leaks and stuff like that, just because it kind of spoils the fun for me a little bit. That's why I don't really talk that much about leaks on my TikTok or on my podcast, just because, that kind of spoils it. I'll review trailers and legitimate stuff that they put out, but I try to stay away from leaks. So I didn't really know what the premise of this movie was going to be. And after watching the trailer, I'm really excited for it. Basically, this famous guy gets his face all cut up from, I guess, a mob type of thing. And then has to go to this specialist that is I can fix you, but I don't know the side effects, and that's how this whole thing happens. I think that's really good. It's looking like we're gonna get the comic Clayface, big hulking looking thing, based off of the trailers, they had like a few like shadows of it and everything. Oh, it just looks so good. I legitimately am super excited for it. Oh, Tom Harris looks like he's gonna do great. Like just from the stuff from the trailer, his acting looks so good. Like I am so glad we're at a point now in movies, because like if you think back, God forbid, but think back to like the COVID era, or like, you know, post COVID, when movie theaters were taking a dive. Like I think 2026 has been the first year where movie theaters are finally back. Cinema is back. Because the last couple of years, we've had some movies with just some like just straight up piss poor acting. So I'm so glad we're back. Like especially after the Odyssey, with all of those performances are great. I love that just acting is back. Like I've seen some of the best performances ever this year. Just straight up. The actors have been on something. I don't know what they're taking, but I want some of it. But Tom Harris looks like he's going to be great. Naomi Ackie also looks like she's going to be really good. I like their dynamic in the trailer. I think that they both bounce off of each other pretty well. Granted, I do have to say, this is all based off of one trailer. So this movie could be terrible. But I mean, I don't think it will be, just because it's kind of up my alley. But, you know, and this is the caveat I was talking about earlier. Which, before I move on, acting looks great. I'm really excited. I think the cast is really good. But this is the caveat I was talking about earlier with DC. I don't understand. I don't understand the order that James Gunn is going with. You know, like don't get me wrong, I have faith in James Gunn. I really love Superman. Like I'm so grateful that I got to live in this era and watch that Superman on like the big screen. I loved that. But I do have to admit, like I don't think the way in which he's started the DCU is the way that almost anybody would have. Like, it doesn't make much sense. Like, you go from Superman. Well, I guess you had Creature Commandos, which is good, and Peacemaker, which was also pretty good. I mean, that's the best acting John Cena's ever done. But you have those two, and then you have Superman, which is great. And then you don't have another theatrical. The next movie after that releases in theaters is Supergirl, which, I mean, I could understand it, but your first three movies are Superman, Supergirl, and then Superman again. Like, I don't understand the process. You know, like if I were to do it, I'm not in charge of anything, so take this with a grain of salt. But if I were to do it, I agree. I would have started with Superman. But if you're going for like an extended universe type of thing, start with Superman. All right, then you have to do Batman. You can't have a DCU this early. You have to hit on Superman. You have to hit on Batman. You have to hit on Wonder Woman. If you can just hit those three, I mean, that's why the Zack Snyder universe lasted so long. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the Zack Snyder movies, like the Zack Snyder DCEU movies. I think they were pretty bad. But the only reason that lasted so long is because you started with the big three. The first Wonder Woman was pretty good. Man of Steel sucked, but it was, it was good enough. Like, it made money. And then you have Batman versus Superman, which I still wish that we would have gotten a Ben Affleck standalone Batman movie. But anyway. But still, like, the reason that was so successful is because you started with the big three. I mean, that's like starting the Avengers without Iron Man, Cap, and... Like, that would just be starting the Avengers with Iron Man and not bringing in Captain America, not bringing in, Thor. Like, just starting out with Iron Man, and then in the same Iron Man movie, you meet the Hulk, and you meet Natasha Romanoff, and you meet Hawkeye. But you don't have Thor or Captain America. Like, it doesn't, like, there's something missing. And, like, the DCU... I just don't understand James Gunn's direction. And that's not me criticizing James Gunn as a filmmaker. I think that... I honestly think that DC could be in trouble with all of these other directors coming in and not doing well, but James Gunn's movies always do well, So like I'm worried just because I don't understand why you're starting with all of these weird projects. Which I guess I can't necessarily complain just because I want to see where it goes. Like I trust James Gunn, I like James Gunn, I want to see where it goes. But like, why are we doing three super movies in a row? Like Superman, Supergirl, Superman, Man of Tomorrow. I don't understand that. If you're trying to start an extended universe, which one? Okay, I'm about to criticize DC for a little bit here. You have Creature Commandos, which does really well, and it should. I loved Creature Commandos. Then you have Peacemaker. I thought Peacemaker was really good. And it kind of made sense because it's bridging this gap between the DCEU. It's got one foot in there, and it's got one foot in the DCU. And then you have the Suicide Squad, which I loved. I loved the Suicide Squad. I'm not even that low on the original Suicide Squad. I think it gets a lot more hate than it should, and it's mainly because of the Joker, and that's really my biggest issue with it. But anyway, so the Suicide Squad, which is great, and then you have Superman. You have to start the DCU with Superman. I completely agree with that. But then after Superman, your next theatrical release is Supergirl, and I would understand if it was giving Supergirl's backstory and letting her, have the spotlight and everything, and looping her now into the new DCU. But it's a completely standalone thing based off of a book. And from now that I've read the book, I would probably drop Supergirl down to like a 6.5, something like that, 6. Just because the book, if you had just stuck to the book, it would have been so much better. Why did you have to? I mean, all of the joy that I get from reading the book is just sucked out of the movie. It has none of you. There was no passion behind the Supergirl movie. That was just, it was after rewatch and after reading the books, it's a book, but after reading, it feels like slop. Like, why did we, and it's not like this one movie means that I don't like the rest of the DCU. I'm still really excited for the rest of the DCU, but you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, James Gunn, because of this flop. Now you have people that don't trust. You already had people that don't trust you because of the Zack Snyder meat riders, which please do not rope me in with those people. I don't like the Zack Snyder movies. Just because I can be critical of James Gunn does not mean that I wish we had Zack Snyder back. I want Zack Snyder as far away from the DC characters as possible. But like, why would you take this big a risk? Like, you have a slam dunk with DC. You make Superman does really well. Make Batman. I mean, you cannot start your DC universe without Batman or Wonder Woman. You need the big three, especially if you're building to an eventual Justice League movie. Like, I don't understand the mentality of going from Superman to Supergirl back to Superman, and that's how you're starting. That's your framework for the DCU. The only other Justice League, I guess, characters that you've included were Guy Gardner Green Lantern, which is my least favorite of all of the Green Lanterns, and then Hawkgirl, and you included those in the Superman standalone movie. Like, we need something. You can't just ride Superman until you can't do multiple Superman movies in a row and expect people to be happy with that. While we still don't have a ton of information about what you're planning on doing with Batman, and Batman is probably the most important character in this DCU. Like, you have to hit on Batman. Like, Superman, you have a good Superman. I think David Cornsweet is the best Superman, period. I love David Cornsweet as Superman. So you've hit on Superman. One of the big three. You need a Batman, which we still haven't gotten this. I mean, we're still early in the DCU, but at this point, you should already be planning. Phase 1 of the DCU needs to have Batman and it needs to have Wonder Woman. We don't even have casting yet for those. Like, I went off on a little tangent, but DC, get it together. James Gunn, I want you to succeed. Okay? Which, by the way, DC had a huge win too, with a judge canceling the buyout of canceling Warner Brothers buyout. Warner Brothers was about to get bought out by Paramount, and a judge stopped it. Like, this is a good win for DC. James Gunn, I want you to succeed so bad, please. I know you want to go. I feel like James Gunn is just going in this direction where he wants to break away from what normal people would do to the point where we're just making random stuff. Like, I don't understand what the vision is for the DCU at all. Like, zero. Like, even in if you look at Marvel, even in phase 1, not all of those movies were hits. There were some flops, but you still could feel like there was some universe. Like, there were still connections, you know? But, like, where are we going with the DCU? There's just no direction. There's Superman, and I mean, I guess I could be wrong because Superman Man of Tomorrow is already in production and everything. But, like, I don't know what the goal is for the DCU. But all of that to say, I just went off on a crazy tangent for no reason. Back to Clayface. I'm super excited for Clayface. This does give me a little bit of hope. Now, I have seen some stuff online about this, and I do want to point out this version of Clayface matches Robert Pattinson's Batman very well. And I know James Gunn, before you say it in the comments, I know James Gunn has said that DCU Batman is not going to be Robert Pattinson, okay? But you can't tell me that this version of Clayface does not match the vibe of the Batman movie. Like, this looks like it would be in that world more than it would be in James Gunn's Superman. Like, if I saw Clayface, I would 100% think that this is a part of the Robert Pattinson Batman series than it is the DCU, you know? So I'm starting to lean towards the fact that maybe, you know, I want to have a little hope. Because I love Superman so much, I'm going to have a little hope. My hope is that the reason the Batman Part 2 keeps getting delayed, I think this is like the 6th time it's been delayed, something like that. My hope is that the reason it keeps getting delayed is because two options. Either one, it's because they're filming both Part 2 and Part 3 at the same time, or it's because they're at some point going to make an announcement that the Batman, like Robert Pattinson's Batman, is in the same universe as DC, you know, like David Cornsweet's Superman. Which, yes, before you say it in the comments, I know that would kind of clash. I don't necessarily think that Robert Pattinson's Batman would work in the DCU, but I loved the Batman, and I like Robert Pattinson as Batman, so I'd be fine with it. I think James Gunn could do it well. I would need to see something would have to happen to the character of Robert Pattinson's Batman to change him to be able to be in the DCU. Like, the vibe is just so different, you know? But anyway, you know, I've been talking about DC a lot. I think that the trailer for Clayface is really good, and I'm super excited for it. But I got other stuff to talk about, especially because switching over to a different superhero genre, and it's the Avengers Doomsday trailer. Now, if you saw my TikTok, you know I was very critical of the trailer. And I do need to clear things up. I am still excited for Avengers Doomsday. I am still very excited for Avengers Doomsday. Do not get me wrong. The only reason I'm critical of this trailer is because it just feels like Endgame to me. Like, I've gone over this before. Why is it that we're having an Endgame movie right now? Like, this is a big deal. I know it's to set up Secret Wars, but that's 2 movies. So much is going to have to happen in Doomsday to set up for Secret Wars, because we've had nothing but like slop since Endgame. I mean, yeah, we had No Way Home, which was great. But Thor: Love and Thunder, what are we doing? Thor: Love and Thunder was so bad they had to change Thor a complete 180 just to get him prepared for Doomsday. which I'm not gonna go into Love and Thunder. I've said enough about that. But like, I don't understand. It's the end of a phase with no buildup whatsoever. I mean, because we were about to be set up for Kang Dynasty, and then you cancel that, which you should have canceled it because Jonathan Majors can't keep his hands to himself. But then you completely pivot to Robert Downey Jr. as Doom in Avengers Doomsday, which I was very critical of from the beginning. I've made that clear. I did not like that casting choice. I really didn't. I don't understand. Like, you had this really nice send-off for all of the actors in Avengers Endgame, and now, because the studio is so atrociously bad when it comes to anybody else except the original Avengers, now you've brought back RDJ to play Doom, which I do feel a little better about because of this trailer. With the accent and the way that he's shot, I do feel better about RDJ. I will say that. But you bring him back, even if it's not as Iron Man, you still bring him back. You bring back Chris Evans as Captain America, which they better, I said it in my TikTok, the way that they've shot that does make it seem like this is the Cap from our timeline. And if so, I hate that. Why would you have such a big event, emotional send-off for these characters just to bring them back? Like, Marvel, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay? And this is why I'm so critical of Marvel. It's like, you had something special. It's like a parent that just refuses to let a kid grow up. It's like, I know that you love me, but sometimes you just got to let people go. People are going to grow up. Their change needs to happen. Why is it that Marvel refuses to let these people go? Like, they're so afraid of trying new stuff, which, in their defense, actually, it's not even in their defense. Stuff has been doing bad because it's been terribly made. Okay? I don't think that the majority of stuff that Marvel has put out post-Endgame has been like that performed badly was because of the fans. I don't even think it was the fans' fault. It's Marvel, you have to admit that you've been putting out some BS. You've been putting out some bad stuff. Okay? To the point where Disney is so worried about losing money with Marvel that they bring back the Russo brothers, and they bring back RDJ, and they bring back Chris Evans, they bring back Thor. Thor, I understand because his story is still going. I mean, at this point, why don't you just bring back Natasha? I mean, you brought back everybody else. I would not be surprised if Natasha shows up in this movie. I hope she doesn't, because the only people in the MCU that apparently are going to stay dead is going to be Natasha, and it's going to be, I was going to say Gamora. Gamora didn't even stay dead. She came back. It really does bug me, man. Like, what, Marvel, you started something brilliant. Like, this whole, the MCU started because you took a chance. And now that you've gotten to a stopping point, like, you can reset. Like, it's okay. It's okay to reset. There is no need to keep bringing these people back over and over and over again. You know, like, it really bugs me. I don't understand that. Like, it's why I don't necessarily trust I don't give Marvel the benefit of the doubt anymore. I refuse to give Marvel the benefit of the doubt because they don't care. I genuinely don't think Kevin Feige cares anymore. I don't think he cares anymore. I think they just care about money. They know they can put out whatever slop they want, slap the Marvel logo on it, and it's going to make $1 billion. They just make another Avengers movie, cast RDJ as Doctor Doom instead of getting somebody else to play Doctor Doom, which I will forever be on that train. Okay? Even though I do feel better about RDJ as Doctor Doom, I still think the fact that they brought him back is atrociously stupid. And if at all in this movie it comes out, if they talk about the fact that he looks like Iron Man, or if it's an Iron Man variant, this movie will be my least favorite Avengers movie. I think that is so lazy. Marvel I don't know what it is about Marvel. They really just post Endgame have bugged me so bad. Like, it just doesn't make sense. What are we doing? Like, and it's not like I think Doomsday is going to be bad. I think it's going to be good because you've brought the Russo brothers back because you don't trust anybody else, which, I mean, granted, you've put out some terrible stuff, so I don't blame you for not trusting anybody else. But you bring the Russo brothers back. You bring RDJ back because apparently you can't do an Avengers movie without RDJ, even though Iron Man's dead. So you can't bring back Iron Man, so you bring him back as Doctor Doom. And then, of course, you got to bring Chris Evans back, even though you gave him the perfect... Leave Captain America alone. Leave him alone. Let him stay. He got the perfect ending. He got to finally go back and be with Peggy. Leave it at that. He does not need to be back. And then you spent all of this time trying to make Sam Captain America, and because you put out a terrible Captain America movie, now you're like, oh, well, he can't be Captain America, so we're going to bring back Chris Evans. What are we doing? And he's still Captain America. Like, Sam Wilson is still Captain America in the MCU. He's in the trailer. He's never going to be Captain America if you don't let him. Why are we bringing Chris Evans back? And I love Chris Evans. I love Chris Evans as Captain America. He did not need to come back. And I mean, like, I don't understand. You've got the mutants, which, cool. I'm excited about the mutants. I love that they're bringing back the original, the original X-Men. I think that's great. I'm excited for Deadpool. I'm excited that Deadpool's going to be in the, he's going to be a part of the Avengers. I'm excited for all that. And so don't get me wrong. I am excited for Avengers Doomsday. I'm excited for all the people. Like, I'm excited with all the X-Men stuff. Like, I find that stuff interesting. The Doom stuff and the Fantastic Four. It's crazy that the only stuff I'm really excited about is the non-repeat Marvel stuff. Like, Thunderbolts was new. I'm excited for Thunderbolts. You know what I mean? I'm excited for the Thunderbolts, like the new Avengers. I'm excited for them in the MCU, or in Avengers Doomsday. I'm excited for the X-Men, how they're going to finally tie in the X-Men to the Marvel Universe. I'm excited for the Fantastic Four. All of the stuff that we haven't gotten in a long time or we've never seen work together, I'm excited for. I'm excited for Doctor Doom. I am so glad that Doctor Doom is the next main villain of the MCU. Doctor Doom is probably my second favorite Marvel villain ever. My favorite Marvel villain of all time is Ultron. I think they pushed Ultron to the side so quickly. I wish they could have had 3 big movies with Ultron and it would have been great. But anyway, Doomsday does worry me, and I've went on a tangent in 2 podcasts in a row about it. I don't have a great feeling, and the trailer helped me a little bit. Like, it helped me put this thing with RDJ to bed. I feel better about RDJ as Doctor Doom because it doesn't seem like we're gonna be seeing his face, which I hope we go the entire movie with this and Secret Wars and never see his face. I don't want anybody to say. I don't want a line that says he looks like Iron Man. I don't want that to be a plot point. I don't want him to be an Iron Man variant. I want Doctor Doom to be Doctor Doom. So, like, I do feel better about Doctor Doom and RDJ. I think the accent is really, his voice that he's doing for Doctor Doom, I'm super excited about. Like, it made me really excited. But then, like, bringing back characters that already had the perfect ending, give it a rest. Like, Marvel, it's so clear that you're so worried about this being good that you had to bring everybody back. You gave them a perfect ending in Endgame, and now you are worried that you're going to do badly, so you bring back the Russo brothers, you bring back Chris Evans, you bring back RDJ. Give it a rest. All right? Do something new. Even if it's bad, I don't even care at this point. Like, Marvel, please just do something new. Even if it's bad. Even if it comes out and I'm like, oh, that was like Supergirl. At least it's something new. Which I got to give Supergirl its credit. At least it was something new. Okay? Like, that's why I give the DCU so much more credit than Marvel. Is because the DCU, at least they're trying new stuff. Like, do I agree with the direction so far with the beginning of the DCU? Not really. Like, I think it could have been handled way better. But at least they're doing new stuff, Marvel just seems to want to do the same old, same actors, same characters. We know what'll make money. Let's put them all in a big movie. Let's market it crazy. And then people, they've already sold out IMAX tickets. Like, they know it's just because of Disney. I hate Disney so badly. I think Disney is the worst most cutthroat company of all time. There is no magic left in Disney, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Star Wars is I'm a ride or die Star Wars fan. I know if you can know it about Star Wars, I know it. But it's the same thing with Star Wars. Like, Disney they suck all of the joy out of the things that you love. They know that they can make $1 billion because it's got the Disney logo on it, it's got the Marvel logo on it, it's got the Star Wars logo on it, so they can get whatever actors they want, whatever dog shit script that they want, throw it out there, and it'll make $1 billion because it's got the name. I hate that. I hate Disney because of that. All right? The only reason I don't support Disney at all. Like, if I could watch Star Wars movies without having a Disney Plus subscription, I 100% would. I hate Disney the company. Like, I've been saying for years, I wish that Star Wars would just get bought out. Like, I wish George Lucas, let me be clear. I think I love George Lucas with a passion. I don't think that he should necessarily hold the reins to Star Wars anymore. But compared to Kathleen Kennedy, I would have loved to see what Star Wars would have been if George Lucas had just kept going. Like, I hate that he sold it to Disney just because Disney, they just suck all of the joy out of the things that you love just because they want to keep making money. Like, Disney, you're basically a monopoly at this point. Anyway, enough of that. I'm in a fiery mood today, all right? Disney, watch out. Again, I am excited for Avengers Doomsday. I'm going to go see it opening night. I complain about the fact that it's going to make $1 billion, but I'm going to be a part of that. Like, I'm going to go see it opening night. I'll probably see it multiple times if it's good. But we do have to consider, like, let's be for real. We have to consider, what if Doomsday is bad? Like, seriously, what if Doomsday is bad? There is a high likelihood that this movie could flop. Not flop, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, this movie could be just meh. Again, that's what I'm saying. You've had no buildup whatsoever. You've had nothing. You've had no building blocks that have built towards Doomsday, except for Fantastic Four, and that was only a post-credit scene. And what else? I was gonna say the Marvels, but like the Marvels post-credit scene is just the X-Men. I guess that's it. Thunderbolts, and that's not even Doctor Doom. That's just the Fantastic Four coming to this universe. You know, like, there's just been no buildup whatsoever. And this trailer is the first time we've seen Doom. Like, if you think about Thanos, the reason Thanos was such a good overarching villain is because he was there from the beginning. The first Avengers movie, post-credit scene, is Thanos getting the gauntlet and saying he'll do it himself. We knew what Thanos was. Thanos was going to be the main antagonist from the very beginning. And then you have the first Avengers, Age of Ultron, and all of the movies in between those. And then you got Infinity War. And you understand why Thanos is such a big villain, because he's had multiple movies of buildup. Doom, this is the first time we're seeing Doctor Doom, is the trailer for Avengers Doomsday. There has been zero buildup for this movie. So yeah, I'm pretty critical. I think that this could be bad. Like, I don't think it's gonna be Supergirl levels of bad, but I think that this could be kind of meh. This could be bad enough to the point where it would need Secret Wars to bail it out. And honestly, this could be a hot take, I'm expecting Secret Wars to have to bail out Doomsday. Like, I'm expecting Doomsday to be okay. Like, it's going to be a fun event, but the actual movie is going to be kind of meh, and it's going to have to get bailed out. Like, all of the storylines and everything, like, Secret Wars is going to have to be peak to save Doomsday. You know, like, it's going to need a second movie to make that movie better. Like, it's not going to be like Infinity War. Like, Infinity War is great, but it didn't need Endgame to bail it out. Like, Infinity War on its own was amazing, and then and honestly, Endgame was worse than Infinity War. I think it's going to be the opposite way around. I think Doomsday is going to be kind of meh, and Secret Wars is going to have to be amazing to bail it out. Just because we don't have any basis for these characters being together. Like, none of these characters have interacted with each other almost at all. So I don't know how the characters are going to interact. I don't have any basis for what this movie is going to be. I'm going in completely blind, which the MCU does not do. The MCU hasn't gone in completely blind since the very beginning of the MCU, since the first Iron Man. And even then, like, even the first Avengers movie, you had 6 movies or however many were in phase 1 as basis for Avengers. And like this, we've got what? We'll have Brand New Day. I'm filming this on Friday, so exactly a week away from Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm so excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. All of the trailers have looked so good. I'm excited. This is giving me hope for the MCU. I'm excited. I'm more excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day than I am Doomsday, for sure. All right, now that we've gotten all the Marvel and DC stuff out of the way, I got to move over to what I've been excited all week to talk about, and that's House of the Dragon, Episode 5. Oh my God. This show is just consistently great. Episodes 1 and 2, peak. 3 and 4, kind of slow. This one really started picking up. I got some stuff written down here. I'm just going to kind of go through the list. This is just kind of my favorite parts of the show, or at least of this episode 5. Okay, first I got to say, Sir Criston, who are you, dog? Like, genuinely, who are you? Like, let's look at this. This dude, yeah, I'll give him credit. He beats Daemon season 1, episode 1 in a tournament, and then proceeds to get dog walked, like full leash and chain, by Rhaenyra and Alicent. And then now he's in the middle of a war. He has a good strategy. He's going to go into their camp and overhear their plans and everything, and still gets beat. And then has the audacity, after they've been marching in the mud for days, losing people, to say, "I'm the best fighter in Westeros." Like, dude, who are you, bro? Like, Sir Criston, you are not, like, he's 100% my least favorite character in the show. I hate Sir Criston so much. The balls that you have to say that. Like, you may be good. I'll give it to you. You're good, but you are not the best fighter in Westeros, bro. Like, you are not the greatest swordsman ever. And like, he's so egotistical, bro. Like I want to feel bad for him sometimes. Like, he does kind of get put through the ringer, but at this point, he's made his bed. Like, Sir Criston needs to get it together. Mainly, it's just he gets so just dog walked all the time. Like, in the entirety of last season, Alicent had him wrapped around her finger. So like, I don't know. I just think him calling himself the best fighter in Westeros is crazy. Because, like, bro, Sir Criston, you are soft. Now, speaking of, being leashed up, Alice has Aemond on a crazy leash. Aemond is, he's down so bad. He's injured and he's at Harrenhal. Alice knows what to do. I mean, he's calling her mommy, basically. Like, he's calling her mother. She's saying, mother's here. Like, bro, like, she's got him so wrapped around her finger. And he doesn't even have Vhagar at this point. Like, he's freaking out about the fact that he doesn't have Vhagar, and Alice is playing into it the whole time. Like, dude, Alice is starting to be one of my favorite characters in the show. I love all the stuff that they're doing with her. I find her really interesting, and her dynamic with it's interesting looking at her with Daemon from last season and comparing it to her with Aemond, because Daemon, she just kind of talks shit to him and gives him visions and stuff. But Aemond, she's got something cooking up. I don't know exactly what it is, but she's got something cooking, and I cannot wait to see what it is. But in their conversation, I did kind of find it funny that both Aemond and Aegon both are such narcissists that they think that the other one was the mom's favorite. Which, maybe that just means that Alicent was a bad mom, or they're both just bad kids. But I think it's so funny that both of them have both complained in the same episode about the fact that their mom loved the other one the most. Meanwhile, like, nobody cares. Like, seriously, nobody cares. And they've both got mommy issues. Aemon's to an extreme. Aegon is just, he's just got a big old ego, and he's been put through the ringer though. I will give him that. Like Aemond, yeah, Aemond got stabbed, but that was his own fault. And now he's been recovering with a really hot witch, so like he's fine. Aegon's over here having to kiss the boot of somebody who's been walking through mud. Bro killed that dude, which I'm proud of Aegon. We killed him with I think the scale of his dragon of I think it's Sunfire. Yeah, I think he killed that dude with that scale. Um, and then okay, Laris calling him out was amazing. I loved that scene. Laris is low key like he's a he's the Varys of this show, and I love it. I love that type of character. Like he's scheming, you don't know what he's scheming, but he's scheming. And I love that he finally called Aegon on his BS because Aegon has been on it this whole season. Aegon has been doing nothing but complaining this whole time and talking about, oh, woe is me. And then Laris comes up and says, bro, you were a terrible king. Like, what? Hits him with a, not only that, you are a terrible man. Bro is standing 5 feet in front of one of the weirdest kings ever and telling him to his face, eye contact and everything, you are a bad king and a bad person. I love that. I'm so proud of Laris. Laris deserved to get that moment because he's been putting up with his BS this entire season. And he's trying to help him. Like, Laris is legitimately trying to help him, and Aegon's doing nothing but complaining about it. I'm so glad Laris finally stood up for himself. He deserved that. And speaking of standing up for yourself, Helena, now, this is a little complicated, though. I know that it would have been the right decision. Like, Alicent had the right idea because she's trying to protect Helena, which you should do at all costs. Helena needs to... I'm telling you, if this girl dies, I'm going to be... This will devastate... If Helena dies, this will devastate me more than over half of the deaths in Game of Thrones. Maybe 75% of the deaths in Game of Thrones. Like, this will really hurt me if Helena dies. I swear to God. Somebody needs to protect Helena. They cannot kill her. She's too innocent. And then, so, like, I understand Alicent's point of view. Like, you need to take this drink. Like, it's going to be bad for you. Like, the fact that she didn't makes me feel like if Helena dies, it's going to be because of this. It's going to be because of this pregnancy. But for real, if she dies, I'm going to be so pissed. Because, like, I don't know. I will say that, put that aside. So that does piss me off a little bit if she dies because of this. But I am proud of her for standing up to herself finally. Like, I'm proud of her for standing up for herself against Alicent. Like, she said, no, this is mine. She let Alicent do her whole speech. She didn't talk once. She let her do her whole speech, and she said, no, this is mine, and walked out. Like, Helena is finally done putting up with Alicent's BS. And Alicent needs to calm down. Like, at this point, she's doing too much. Like, honestly, Alicent's story is just so... Like, I'm surprised she's still there. At this point, I'm not even going to lie to you. I would not be that upset if Rhaenyra killed Alicent. I just don't care anymore. She's not adding anything to the story except, like, trying to protect her kids and not protecting her kids. Like, she's pulling a Cersei and just saying that she loves her children and then not protecting them. Except for Helena. But even then, it's like she's going about it wrong. Like, they end the episode stuck in a labyrinth because she's trying to, like, I understand the sentiment, but you're bad at it. Like, that's the thing. Like, Cersei would just say that she really cared and then not do anything about it. Alicent, I believe Alicent cares. Like, she wants to protect her children, but she is so bad at it. Like, she's just not good at the act of doing it. Like, I feel for her. I know she wants to protect her kids, but she is not. She's honestly not that great of a mom. Like, it's funny. The only one of her children that turned out all right is Darren, and he grew up away from her, like in Old Town. So like, it could be a Targaryen thing, but I think it's also Alicent is she wants power too much. Like she's too much like Otto, and both of them are just terrible influences. I was surprised that Maester Orwyle is still around, but I find his stuff really interesting because he's like playing all the different sides. Like he's the one that gets the moon tea or whatever it is to Alicent for Helena. So like he's still helping them and being all chummy with them, but then he's also on Rhaenyra's council. So I don't necessarily worry about Orwyle yet. He hasn't given me really a reason to think that he's up to anything bad because all he's done is just help somebody who happens to be imprisoned at the Red Keep. So like, I'm not necessarily worried about Orwyle, but I could see it turning into something, especially with all of like the covert stuff that, which I'll get into that when I'm talking about like Ormond's plan because I think it was really well done. But like, and at the council meetings too, Damon. So what was this guy's name? Oh, Lord Manderley and I think Lady Jane. I don't remember exactly her name. She's the one that owns Harrenhal technically. I think she's a Frey, I think, possibly. But they're at the council meeting, and those two are like the new guys, so they're like talking to each other. And David, every time it cuts to Damon, he's just like he's just side eyeing him the whole time. I love that Damon's consistently, like, it doesn't matter what's going on in the show, he does not change. It doesn't matter what is like the most he changed at all was the visions at Harrenhal, and even then, as soon as he was out of Harrenhal, he was right back to normal. Like, yeah, he's a nicer person, I guess, overall, or you understand what he's about. He's more loyal, I guess, but he's still just the same person. I don't know. I love every time Damon's on screen. Maybe it's just because I love Matt Smith. That could be it. Maybe I'm just obsessed with him. But I think Damon is so just entertaining. Damon is hot take. Damon is the most entertaining Game of Thrones character ever. I think I can safely say that. I think entertainment wise, the only other person that I could consider as entertaining as him is, I don't know, maybe Varys or Jon Snow. And that's about it, you know? Like, there's just something about the way that Damon is that's just so entertaining. Every time he's on screen, I eat it up. Especially him and Caraxes together. I love all the dragon stuff, especially Caraxes. And, like, sorry to say that Damon and Caraxes are my favorite dragon pair. I mean, they're just cool. Like, you can't have a dragon called the Bloodworm and that not be my favorite. Like, that's just, like, I'm a guy. I'm sorry. I'm just a dude. Targaryen nicknamed the Rogue Prince, who rides a dragon called the Bloodworm, and its actual name is Caraxes. Like, how am I not gonna be obsessed with that? Like, how is that not gonna be my favorite pair? You know? So like, every time Damon's on screen, I eat it up. I love all of the stuff with him, and he consistently gets better every episode. Especially this, we have gotten a little bit more like personal character building too. I love the fact that he's so like he has become more loyal to Rhaenyra especially, but like now that he's back, he's the only one really trying to help the Gold Cloaks, which I like that. I like that because even Sir Luther says that the last time Daemon gave a speech to the Gold Cloaks was when Sir Luther was like a teenager. So like Daemon, it's been a long time since then, but like, I don't know. I love the fact that he's still, those are his boys. Like it's a whole different generation of Gold Cloaks, and those are still his boys. Like he's still ride or die. He's the only one that really cares about the fact that they're dying, which Rhaenyra kind of needs to get it together with that. But I mean, Daemon's on the case. I like that Daemon hasn't changed to the point where like now that Rhaenyra's queen, he's taking orders, like just doing whatever she says. Like I like the fact that he's still him. Like he still just kind of doesn't care that much. Like he's not going to do anything that's going to hurt her intentionally, but he's definitely going to do stuff the way he wants to do it.
again, Rogue Prince. I guess Rogue now he's Rogue King Regent. So that's kind of a mouthful. But I don't know. I love Damon. I think I've made that very clear. All the character building that we got with Ormond was really enjoyable. I love the fact that he's just a crybaby. Like I was talking earlier this week, I think on TikTok. I don't remember, but I was talking earlier about the fact that um, House of the Dragon was starting to have a villain problem. How they'd introduce a villain and then just make them really one-sided and super evil to make Rhaenyra look better. And I had the theory that it's not just to make Rhaenyra look better, but it's also to show that Darren is also a good choice too. So instead of like only being a bad guy to make sure that we all know that Rhaenyra is the right choice, it's the fact that now you have a bad guy who is trying to prop up this really good kid, and then you have the good, the good side. You have Queen Rhaenyra, who we know is good, and so now it's two good sides against each other with a bad, but like the bad guy is the one that's helping the other good kid, like pinning those two against each other. I could see that, but like still, I'm sorry, Rhaenyra is kind of struggling. I was thinking about this the other day. If Rhaenyra loses, like if this whole thing ends and Rhaenyra loses and Darren becomes king, I don't know if I'm necessarily going to be that devastated about it. Like I'll be upset, sure, but this is not like a red wedding type of thing. Like I don't think it would necessarily. I'd be like, oh, that sucks. But Darren's all right. Like he's interesting. But it would be more of this story interested me because she was so close instead of I really like Darren, I don't care about her at all. Like it's instead of I would just frame it as like I enjoyed watching Rhaenyra get so close and that be her story because that she deserves it. But I don't know. Like I'd be upset if it ends with her losing, but I don't necessarily think I'd be that devastated. Mainly because she's like she's a good person, but she is really struggling with the whole leading thing. And her and Daemon both have this same issue. I guess it's a Targaryen issue. They both have this issue where they both get like really focused on one thing and that's it. Like Rhaenyra's focused on finding Vhagar, and she gets upset with Daemon because Daemon is focused on finding the people killing the gold cloaks. So like the reason they keep clashing is just because they both are just super headstrong and they have like tunnel vision. And then all the other people in the council are kind of like, they're not calling them on it, but they all can tell. Like Rhaenyra legitimately only talks about Vhagar, and Daemon only talks about helping the gold cloaks, like either paying them or helping find who's killing them. So I don't know. I like that they're both just two sides of the same coin. Back to Ormond though, I really do like that he's just so petty. Like when he loses that game to Darren, and you can tell that he just wants to lose his mind. I think Gwaine was telling Criston. Gwaine was telling Criston about it. Gwaine was telling Sir Criston about it when they were still on their horses earlier in the episode, where he was talking about how Ormond and Gwaine would like race to the top of the high tower, and he would always let Ormond win because he would just cry about it. Like I love that Ormond's just a crybaby that's trying. Like I mean, obviously he's got that little smell thing. Like he's sensitive to smells, which is such a weird thing in like medieval times. So I don't know. I'm starting to really love Ormond as a villain. Like I like that he's just this snivelly little, I just like that he's this snivelly little creature, like he's just like, he's smart though. Like I appreciate that he's smart, because whenever like earlier in this season, I was like, how is he going to win? Like, does he have any chance at winning? Because like I didn't understand what his strategy was going to be. I mean, he doesn't have any dragon. He's got Tessarion, who's like the size of a horse, but that's about it. Like that's I think Darren's dragon. So like he doesn't have dragons, but now that I understand his plan to like mess everything up from within, I really really am enjoying it. Especially like the assassins in the Red Keep, I think is really cool. I love all their stuff. Which, speaking of, I got to talk about the end. R.I.P. Sir Luther. You will be missed, big dog. That ending is crazy. I think I audibly gasped when I watched that. Like when Damon goes down the hallway, because I knew something was happening. And you see the streaks on the ground, then you get up to it, and it's just the bloody feast, dude. I was not prepared for that. I think I rewatched that scene a couple of times when it released. That was, I mean, I'm telling you, every time an episode ends, it always ends on some type of. There's something about this show that makes me like I have to come back. It's like in the Odyssey with the Siren song. Like there's something about this show that is like under my skin. I can't stop watching it. So when stuff like that happens at the end of episodes, I'm like, ugh, I'm so excited. But seriously, this episode was incredible. I'll put it this way. I like the big time, like the big medieval battles and everything, but I'm really enjoying this subtle, chipping away at Rhaenyra's power, like from within. I think that's really, really fascinating. So I'm excited to see what else comes of this season, especially because I think it's ramping up. It does feel like it's ramping up a lot. But yeah, episode 5 was great. I'm so excited. I'm super excited for episode 6. But yeah, episode 5 blew me away. So far my ranking is still 1-2, but then right after this episode 2 is episode 5. I think episode 5 is the best since episode 2. This season is just so good. It's like cocaine. I'm addicted to it. I'm fiending. I'm scratching my neck. I need more Game of Thrones. I need more House of the Dragon. I need it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for this week's episode of the Nerd News Unlimited podcast. I have been your host, JR. Thank you so much for watching. It really does mean the world to me. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Nerd News Unlimited for all of your daily nerd content. And remember, live long and prosper.